G'day, Ben here. In this weekly Whiteboard Wisdom, we're going to talk about time versus money. And saw the title of the video, it was, do you do stuff to save money? Here's what I've learned. I've learned that you are likely to, rather than investing your money to save time, you'll invest your time to save money, or you think you will. And I think as a business owner, it's very, very dangerous, because what happens is you end up doing stuff that you shouldn't be doing or that you're not good at because you think you're saving money. For example, if you don't like doing your own books and you're doing your books, it's probably going to take you longer than a bookkeeper would take to do it. That means that you're going to spend 2 or 3 hours doing something you can pay a bookkeeper $50 to do in an hour. And so I think it's really important that you learn to value your money less than your time. But right now, I think you value your money more than your time. And that's the challenge that you're faced with. This is the dilemma you have in your head, is that you think your money is more valuable than your time. But let me tell you something. If you were to lose all your money today, you can make it all back tomorrow. But if you spend your time doing the things that aren't valuable or exciting or enjoyable, then that time has gone forever. So I'm here to tell you, just do the things you love to do and the things that you're good at, that you're a specialist at, and pay other people to do the stuff you don't like doing. Now, I'm going to sort of break it down a little bit on the whiteboard behind me. A lesson that I learned from a fellow called Stephen Covey, and he wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But he has this thing called the time target, where he talks about the different aspects of where you may invest your time in a day and why it is that some business owners are more successful than others. So let's have a look at that. Let me get rid of that up there first right now. Okay. If you're there, by the way, and you want to chuck a comment and a question in, say g'day, let us know that you can hear us okay. I'm really glad to be bringing the Whiteboard Wisdom. I know we're running a bit late this week because last Wednesday we had a workshop on, so it wasn't available. I'm going to draw this thing called the time target. And this is sort of explains the whole theory that Stephen Covey teaches about managing your time. Now, you can't manage time, by the way, because no matter what you do, the clock keeps ticking. There's 24 hours in a day. We all have the same amount of time. But the good thing is that you can change what you do with your time, and that'll change the outcome. And I don't want you to get too worried or stressed or hard on yourself about the fact that you may have wasted time in the past, because you can't change that, right? But what you can do, and my favourite mentor of all time, Mr. Jim Rohn, said, don't worry about the past. You can't change the past. He said, but what you can do is today, you can start to change the future. So I'm going to encourage you to change your future. That's what we're going to do today. Now, if you're watching this live, ask questions. Quinn's on standby over at the control desk there, who, by the way, makes all of this happen. This Facebook Live stuff, all the technology. He's there standing by to take your questions. All right. So what I'm going to do first of all is I want to talk about there's different zones of time where you might spend your time in a day. And let's first of all talk about the zone of distraction. Now, the zone of distraction is an area where a lot of people spend their time, and you're doing things in the zone of distraction that are not urgent, and they're things that are also not important. So they're things like friends ringing you up to try and organise something for the weekend, or you're on eBay searching for something, you need to buy something. They're things that you do during the day to eliminate having to do things you don't like doing, or there may be things that are outside of your control, like somebody ringing you when they shouldn't, or sending a text message. Maybe it's Facebook notifications popping up on your phone. Watching this live video, for example, could be something that's not urgent and not important right now for you. I'm going to say it's important, but certainly, maybe a distraction from you doing the core things that you need to do. So those things are a distraction, right? And in your day, there are several things that distract you. You need to be able to identify those things. The next zone that he talks about is the zone of delusion. And delusion is about doing the things that are not important, but you make them urgent. Now, in the business improvement world that I live in, and business coaching, advice, whatever it might be, when we work with our clients, we call this avoidance behavior, because typically what you'll do, instead of doing the things that you don't want to do that are outside of your comfort zone, you'll make something else more important, like going to Officeworks and buying paper, or doing something that's not going to help you achieve your goals, because you're not doing the thing that is outside of your comfort zone. It might be making sales calls, or sacking an inefficient employee that doesn't work out, or it could be doing something like facing the facts of your bad cash flow, having to talk to suppliers about not being able to pay them, or something like that. Instead of doing that tough thing that you need to get done, you create something else that's just not important and you make it urgent. That's called delusion, right? And a lot of people live in delusion a fair bit of the time. Now, this next area, or this next segment of your time, this is called the time target, by the way, is the area of demand. Now, in the demand area are all the things that are urgent and important, right? Your day is full of these things, urgent and they're important. the phone rings, you've got to answer it. That's important. If you've got a shop that's got to be open at a certain time, you've got to be there to open it. If the internet goes down, you've got to fix it. If the photocopier breaks, and I don't know anybody uses photocopiers these days, maybe you do, or the printer breaks, you've got to fix it. If a employee is sick, you've got to go in and you've got to fill in for them and do all the jobs that they would have done. They're the things that are urgent and important, right? They're the things that your business relies on getting done so you can get the results. So, you spend an awful lot of your time in there. But what Stephen Covey worked out, was that this little area in the middle of the target, he called the zone. The zone. And in the zone, what we do is we do the things that are important, but they're not urgent. And they're the things that most successful entrepreneurs will make time to do. Now, what that means is, if you think about the things in your business that are important but not urgent, a plan, whether it's a marketing plan or a business plan, an operational plan, it's important but not urgent. And the way I like to sort of put this into context is, if a customer rang you tomorrow and said, I'm going to give you the biggest order you've ever had, but I'm not going to give you that order until you show me your marketing plan. Your marketing plan would all of a sudden fit into the demand zone, wouldn't it? You do it just to get the order. But that's not the reality. But customers don't do that, right? They don't ring up and say, show me your cash flow forecast, show me your, your marketing plan. Now, that's why we as an organisation, by the way, are successful, because you may lack the discipline to put the right things into this zone or do the things that are in this zone. You need to do it. Now, this is called working on the business versus in the business. So when you're in the zone, you're working on. And so, a good a coach or advisor or a mentor will hold you accountable and be your unreasonable friend, and make sure you're doing the things that are important but not urgent. And so I want you to think about all the things that you're not doing that you should, and start thinking about what it costs you, because whilst you're working in this area here, the demand area, you're trading your time for money. When you start working in the zone, you're working on the business, and that's where you start to make money. The difference is, when you're trading your time, you get paid now. That's called earning. When you're working on your business, that's called making. Earning money happens immediately. Making money happens a little bit down the track. It's a bit of a delayed result. If you put a marketing plan together today, it's not going to put money in your account today, but it's going to make sure that you have money in the bank in the future. So there you go. That's my tip for today. Make sure you're valuing your time more than you value your money. Stop doing the things, the stuff. I call it the stuff that you shouldn't be doing, because if you're not the right person to do it, or you don't like doing it, or you can get somebody else to do it for a lot less than what you can make in that hour. Stop doing the stuff that's holding you back, and start spending some of your time in the zone where you can work on the things that are going to make the biggest difference. So that's today's weekly whiteboard wisdom. Thanks for joining me. Have we got any questions, Quinn?
You haven't got any questions today,
no? No questions. All right. Well, I'm going to sign off there because it was a bit of a longer one. But hopefully you found that helpful. If you're in business and you're struggling a little bit to manage your time, then this is a great way for you to start to look at it from a different perspective, and really start to control where it is you invest your time, and make sure you are spending some time working on your business. And I'll sign off with this: if you're not working on your business, who is? I've been Ben Futrell. Thanks for watching. See you next week.